Maker, Andrew Calvano. It's Tournament Talk on the Tournament Edge. We're covering Aqueduct Race 8 on Saturday, November 12th, Andrew. It's the Grade 3 Discovery Stakes. It's a mile and an eighth on the dirt for 3-year-olds, a field of 11. And our friend Gift Box, the 3-horse, is your 3-1 morning line favorite. Chad Brown, Javier Castellano. He is the horse to beat. There's no question. Not only the connections, but this horse has run some races that make him a player. But some races, Andrew, we've talked about consistency. That's what makes horses good to quote-unquote great horses. This horse just isn't consistent enough for me at $8 morning line, and we know with the jockey-trainer combination, they're going to take money.
Yeah, without a doubt, and obviously, how much more can he be flattered coming out of the last race when Erica comes back to win the Breeders' Cup Classic. So obviously all eyes are going to be on this one. And this one's ran with some good company. You're talking about, of course, Nat King Cole, Mo Heyman, flexibility. That Remsen around this time last fall, obviously came out to be a extremely, tough field with a bunch of next out winners. So a lot of respect here. My concern is that this is a similar type of layoff that he hasn't really handled well in the past. Not saying he doesn't run well, but it doesn't seem to win. And like you mentioned, Bob, this one's obviously going to be taking money. I had this one at 5-2 morning line. I know it's pretty much the same thing, but wouldn't be surprised if this one goes off 2-1, maybe 9-5, to be honest, because of the connection. So I think, although the horse is to be very much respected, I think you can find other prices in here. So that's really the perspective I have on number 3, Gift Box.
I wanted to ask you about the pace scenario, and I think this is a very similar type of race to what we covered in the race 7 on Saturday on the turf. The best horses, the most talented horses, I think, are going to be coming from the back of the pack. Who's going to be up front, in your opinion?
Yeah, and that's going to be definitely number 4, Stick Stately Dude. If I'm pronouncing that right, that's the 4 horse with Rosario McLaughlin. I think he's the fastest horse in the group. I don't really know who else can keep up with him. Maybe the 6 Hot Seat, but I think this is a real big jump for that horse, and I'm not really sure how he's going to handle the transition from Parks to Aqueduct. So I think if the number 4, Stick Stately Dude, runs his race, he's going to be the one to beat. In fact, that's going to be my top selection in this spot, and we can break that. We can go into that more, once we get off the pace. But I think that's the main pace setter. I think the 6 can show some early speed, but I'm not really sure how talented he is. Adulated will have to send from the rail, but he's been on the spot where he's been on the rail before and is still able to hold that tactical speed, and swing out from the rail. So I'm not sure he'll be really pressed, but I wouldn't be surprised either. I kind of see him, sitting a comfortable trip. But basically for me, it's all about the 4. I think the 6 may pressure him a little bit, but I don't think the talent's right with the 6 at the moment.
I'm with you in regards to the pace, and I'm with you in regards to my top selection. We're both on the 4 horse. Want to talk to you about the 6 a little bit more. We don't talk about Parks horses very much on Tournament Talk. And again, I don't know what this horse is beating, but he's won his 2 races by a combined 20.5 lengths. Visually, very impressive. And I'll say this, I'm intrigued to see this horse run because we don't know. And we're going to find out on Saturday how good Hot Seat is.
Without a doubt. And not only so much about the horse, you want to talk about a jockey who's really been holding his own since the transition. Having Antonio Gallardo and the work he's been doing thus far here at Aqueduct, I think he has a very bright future this winter. But like I said, no doubt that this horse is talented. But I went back and I watched the races, and the horses in those fields just look to be so dud, and I'm not really sure that anything's going to come out of those groups. No next out winners at all, and not many horses are coming back to run anything similar. So I'm a little bit afraid of how talented this one may be. On my end, Bobby, I have a 97 buyer in the maiden special weight, and then a 93 in the allowance. Obviously, first 2 starts for a late starting 3-year-old are some numbers that really, pop out at you. But I think, as we say many times, this is just one too soon. We're talking about races with horses that have been consistently running with grade 1 and grade 2 company, and I'm not sure the 6 can deal with that today.
Before we talk about why we picked the 4 to win this race, I wanted to ask you about the 1 horse Adulator, who really is the horse that I fear the most in regards to beating our 4 horse. This horse has run a couple of bang-up races. He's got the savvy vet Johnny Velasquez on board, who's been on this horse 3 consecutive times, and Jimmy Jerkins can flat out train. And I think this horse is going to be closest to our 4 when they turn for home. I'm not sure he's good enough, but he's going to have every chance to win this race when they turn for home.
Without a doubt, and the one time he did go 2 turns, he won the group that up there this summer at Saratoga. So I'm a little bit afraid of this one. Like I said, I think for our scenario, if this one doesn't press, he may be able to sneak away on the lead. And he's shown that ability before. But obviously, this is a very talented horse. From a $30,000 stud fee to a $400,000 OBS and training purchase, obviously there's something special with this horse. So I agree with you. I think personally that is the one to beat rather than Gift Box, in my opinion.
And leave it up to Jimmy Jerkins to take a horse that costs $30,000 and turn him into a horse that has won, $148,000 after that $400,000 purchase. So give us the reason you like the 4. I know you say that you think he's going to be on the lead by himself, which is, I'm in agreement with you. Why did this horse stick out to you?
Without a doubt, and obviously Kieran's had this one for a while. I think all the training switches that you see on the form are just him shipping to different tracks and using different barn owners, for lack of a better term. Really like this one's Oklahoma Derby. I think a lot of people overlook that card at Remington Park that day because, it's at Remington Park. It's a late night course, who's really watching kind of thing. But a lot of talented horses shipped down there. I mean, look at the top 3 in that race. Texas Chrome, Fish Trap Road. I mean, that's some very, very salty company. Absolutely. Right there. I think this one had a bang-up race on July 15th, facing Olders, a 103 buyer, after stumbling at the start, then pulling away like he did from Juan and Bina, a proven Naira horse, bombs away, another talented horse. I really think this one just has the most abundance of speed in races in which he really hasn't shown it. He had a tough break. 2 back in the Smarty Jones behind Awesome Saloon, Wild Out Deb. Going into that first turn, he was kicked out maybe to the 6th or the 8th path, if I remember correctly from watching the replay. So that's a toss race to me. Really like that Oklahoma Derby effort. I think this one is coming back into a form that we want to see him. Kieran gets him back here. He's quick and tactical with these types of layoffs. And like I said, I don't think the 6's speed can travel as long as the 4's can. So I'm banking on the 4, going to the lead. Maybe he lets the 6, do whatever he wants. But at the end of the day, I think the 4 has too much of an abundance of speed for the 6, and he's able to draw away late.
Yeah, I think the 4 is the fastest horse closest to the rail. Joel's a very intelligent rider, especially out of the gate with horses of this nature. I think he's going to take the horse to the lead. I think the 6 is not good enough. Will chase the 4, and when they turn for home, the 1's going to make every run that he can at the 4, and I think the 4 is going to put him away. I bet this horse off that July 15th effort back in the state of New York. That race on July 15th is the best number in this entire field with a 1:26 time form U.S. speed figure. He's just the fastest horse with 2 unbelievable works. October 25th, 4 furlongs and 47 on November 4th. 4 furlongs and 47 again. This horse is ready, Andrew, in a distinct pace advantage. And the horses that are going to be chasing him, I respect Gift Box, but I don't respect Governor Malibu. You know that. I certainly don't respect my man Sam either. And those are the 2 horses who are going to take money. They don't like to pass. This horse is going to be up front with a big pace advantage. I just think he gets it done. If he gets beats by the 1, it's not going to be by those other horses, in my opinion.
Without a doubt, Bob. And my man throwing some shade on my good old friend Governor Malibu. I don't think I've cashed on in a long, long time. How can we not go about talking about that horse? You guys know me. I've been in love with this horse for a while here. This is my top selection for many times on the show. But I think that Empire Classic last out. I think he had every opportunity to win, and he just did not show up that day. Now, granted, it was a sloppy track, but he had already 2 prior wins over a sloppy track, so you can't really say to toss those out. I think he had every opportunity to win. Everything set up for him. It just wasn't that good of a horse that day.
Yeah, if there's any horse that is good enough to come from way off of it and win, it's the 3 Gift Box. He's run a couple of races that certainly make him a major player. One other horse I wanted to ask you about before we go, and it's Sunny Ridge. I'd almost forgotten about this horse. This horse was really talked about in the winter at Aqueduct last year. Was outrunning his odds consistently, time and time again. 23-1, almost wins a race. Was very competitive at 61-1 way back when at Saratoga last July. They decided not to go to the Derby after he won the Withers on January 30th. Third off of a long layoff, now 50 more days, but you get my point, off of the long layoff. Service Manny Franco, another horse that I think is going to be coming from way out of it. Just your general feeling on Sunny Ridge and the future of this horse, not only this race, but going forward.
I think this race tells a lot about what he'll do in the future. I actually have a lot of respect for this horse. I track this horse closely. I think this is a good horse actually to play underneath to really pop off the trifecta. I can see him, getting up for third at a huge number. Hopefully, he's an overlay at the come post time, so we can get him even big of a price. But I mean, you're talking about the Delta jackpot around this time last year, necked out by Exaggerator, who obviously went to go on win bigger races. That was a muddy course, so you know that was Exaggerator's type. Wins the Withers in impressive fashion. The Gotham. He was chasing Loudon, and, we all know that happened, and then Shagaf came rolling by. I still think this was a good race for this horse. Then he's not seen to the Haskell. Again, has to face Exaggerating the slot, but closes well in a short field. He gets up for third. The PA Derby, obviously, who knows what happened. Hoping something isn't really missing here. If he can return to form from last fall, I think he'll be good enough to maybe hit the board at a huge price. I'll try to get him factored underneath. But I think this race specifically is going to tell a lot about this one's future.
Andrew's on the 4, Sticks Stately Dude, and I'm going right there with him on the 4, Sticks Stately Dude. In fact, of the 4 races that we're going to cover this week on Tournament Talk, this is my pick of those 4 races.
Yeah, and I'm in agreement with you, Bob. This could be my pick as well here.
So that's going to do it for this segment of Tournament Talk on the Tournament Edge. It's Aqueduct Race 8 on Saturday, November 12th. It's the Grade 3 Discovery Stakes. And don't forget to check out TTE Games. It's been created by the players, for the players. Don't miss out this weekend. That's Andrew Calvano. I'm Bobby Shoemaker. Good luck.
Good luck, guys.